Looking back at 2024, an objectively bad year. Highs and lows, recap time, predictions, W's and L's. Also, TikTok For You page for December, it's screwed. My TikTok shows me you watching Marvel Rivals on TikTok. Yeah. Is bro okay? Nah, bro is not okay. It's because of high ranks you can ban characters or high rank shatters. Yeah, no, I know. The amount of people throwing in my games clearly making TikToks is so wild. Ranked is a season marathon, not a sprint. Just keep those win rates around there and you keep the grind going. Okay. Looking back at 2024 for objectively highs and lows, recap time. Get in now. You just need to stick to your healers more. You wander off a lot. Okay, I know. I need to get better. I will get better. Help, I'm so sad. I had my citizenship interview on January 9th and Biden canceled this as he declared the Jimmy Carter holiday. I mean, you'll be fine. You'll get it in before, hopefully before this ends, you know? Before the Brandon regime ends. I immigrated to the US from Europe and God, I miss bread. Yeah, I mean, America's gotten better. America's gotten better at bread, but it's nowhere near. Like, American bread tech is still far behind, I would say, the likes of Turkey, for example. Bread is unimaginably important in Turkish culture and in Turkish food and in many parts of Europe as well. Like, we have I can't speak for the rest of Europe, but in Turkey, we have like bakeries that almost entirely specialize in bread. Like, they are bakeries that only make bread and then they kind of make other stuff on the side. In America, it's usually bakeries that specialize in everything else and then they on the side have bread. It's really interesting. My dad, who obviously is a major bread lover, has always complained about this. It's like one of his biggest complaints about America is that there is just no like good bread in general. Bradley Martin clips popping off already.
I know I'm unique in this and people get mad at me for even saying this, but like, I don't have a problem paying taxes. It sucks that like it goes to, I don't know, murdering children in Gaza, a big chunk of it, and not to fixing the fucking potholes. But at the end of the day, even if a percentage of it is going to the teachers, if a percentage is going to the schools, then I'm like, yeah, you got to do that. And I think that is, unfortunately, that's not a very commonly held perspective because so much of our taxes go to like irrelevant shit that only benefits the corporations and you know, the super wealthy.
So that's the really big overarching thing is like, how do we ever fix something that is just so money driven? I mean, it's just, you know, even this conversation about the visas, it's about being able to get the wage here, to have the leverage of the people that are, you know, needing to be here at that certain wage have to do it, because if they don't, they got to go back home. They also make way more money here than they would there. So then it makes sense for the corporation to be like, yeah, of course we want that guy because we can pay him less. And he like has to
doing
work
the same job. He's doing more.
Damn, there's so many clips already out. That's crazy. I wish it was like Sweden, where we pay more taxes but get a lot of stuff free, like college, public transportation. I've said 1,000 times, if my tax dollars went to healthcare and education instead of the military, I pay like double in taxes. I think people on both sides of the aisle can agree on this. Taxes are theft.
I know I'm unique in this, and people.
But yeah, there's hopefully some clips. Hopefully some good clips will come out of this.
Will get mad at me.
Did you do your best Yap performance in honor of Lagode's birthday? Was Bradley receptive to what you had to say / your conversation? Yes. Bro lives in LA and has never seen a panaderia. I have not. Okay. En çok ekmeği biz yiyormuşuz. Yeah, the country that produces the most bread in the world by 4 million tons. While US bakes the most bread, Germany exports more bread than any other country. But the country that eats the most bread is Turkey, right? I'm pretty sure. I think it's like Turkey, it's Balkans, right? The US, however, only spent 2.4 billion worth of items abroad. Panaderia is why we can export bread. Get it to go to the Mavi. As a resident Mexican chatter, I'm gonna have to revoke your Mexican card after that. Bread is a bread, like straightforward bread, okay? Like this type of bread is really important. I can beat Turkey in bread eating contests all day, but y'all aren't ready for that convo. I found out my family goes back to Hungarian Jews, my Ottoman brother. Let's go. Simit and Pita are goated. Okay. I don't know why I'm diving into all this. Slow news day, huh? No, we just got started, chatter. We'll do the Bradley Martin interview when it's like fully uploaded, and I'll react to it. It's like is long, but I think it's a pretty good convo overall. Hopefully his audience is receptive to it. Huh. I tuned in and I saw Hassan making sense here, and I hate the guy. Hassan lives in a gated community. Why does Bradley have a terrorist on? Important LeBron birthday TikTok. Okay, we're done with LeBron birthday. I did that yesterday. Okay, don't even start me. Thoughts on Gretchen Whitmer? I have no thoughts on Gretchen Whitmer. What is your rest days? Do you do push, pull, legs, break? No, I was doing full body splits this time around, but I've actually moved on from full body splits. We're gonna go back to upper body push pull, lower body push pull, and that's what we're doing. Is the audio even playing, or am I tripping? No, I haven't been playing. The audio is muted. New Trump video. What a way to bring in the new year, dude, with Donald Trump.
We can now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency. What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Breaking news out of Palm
The
Beach,
FBI
Florida.
has executed an unprecedented search warrant at President Donald Trump's
against a
Mar-a-Lago
former
estate.
president has both sides of the political aisle up
Is
in
a
arms.
dangerous and unstable moment in American history.
The Justice Department has just indicted former President Donald Trump.
7 years. They hated him. They targeted him. They
That's
hunted
true. They hunted him down. They killed him. They tried to kill him.
him.
This is the epitome of the abuse of the prosecutorial power to preempt political decisions.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. They want
I don't think Donald Trump said these things. Arrest me, officer, but I feel like this is I can't be certain, but it kind of is giving AI. Now, the reason why I say that is because Donald Trump is rarely ever coherent. He's never on note like that. Either he went back in and taped it, which is unlikely and shocking, okay? Or they tried to patch together some of the things that he has said. Or the third thing.
to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving. On November 5th, 2024, justice will be done. We will make America great again. America will always rise to every challenge and overcome every danger.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged. These types of things, I think, give him strength.
When I'm reelected, I will totally obliterate the deep state.
As long as we have pride in our beliefs, courage in our convictions, and faith in our God, then we will not fail.
Upon thought, let me clarify the difference between political and deep combos. Politics will have to get hard to carry in the new year. It's going to get a bit heavy. It's going to get really fucking bad, I think. It's going to be bad. It's going to be hard. That's why I said you just have to focus on things that are within your control, okay? Things that are within your control, things that you can change, like working out, getting physically fit, accomplishing goals that you set out for yourself. Because, and this isn't to say like tune out of politics at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm simply stating that you have to be healthy for what is to come next, okay? And I don't know. I just don't know what is going to happen. I don't feel like things are going to be good. We are getting progressively dumber as a society. Gaming summary for 2024. Okay, what about the games I did finish? Okay, Skull and Bones. All right, obviously I wasn't gonna finish that. Come on, that's a very long game. Dragon's Dogma, I tested it out. Disco Elysium was obviously a game that I have finished already, just never finished it in general. because you know, people were like, oh, you got to play it, you got to play it, like we'll watch, and then nobody fucking watched it, even though I had already played it before. It's one of my favorite games of all time. This is the only one that I think is apt. This obviously is a meme game, and Telltale Batman is fine as well. Games played 2024. No Pixel 4.0, Donnie O'Sullivan, Leave the Company with Friends, Helldivers 2, Contraband Police, The Walking Dead, Supermarket Simulator, Tekken 8, Pal World, Infinite Craft, Skull and Bones, Dragon's Dogma 2, Stellar Blade Demo, Disco Elysium, Telltale Batman, Rust Kingdoms, Boomer Games, The Ring, Erdtree DLC, Black Myth Wukong, Complete, Dustborn, obviously I didn't finish, The Exit 8, 5 Hearts Under One Roof, Love Is All Around, Marvel Rivals. I put some games up on the board this year. Okay. I put some games. I put some numbers on the board gaming style. Am I forgetting, or didn't you use the Twitch integration for Disco? It was broken and then was never streamed again. Yeah. Hot take. Disco is bad for stream because you played it already and you were just silently playing it. Lamont was sitting here like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's also not like a game. It's more so like a playable novel. I also played a lot of games off stream this year. I played a lot of the Yakuza games. I played Dave the Diver and a bunch of other games as well. Your Disco viewers numbers were the same as your Rivals numbers last night. It was more about excitement over the content. Yeah, I guess that's true. Dating sims, but that's not off stream. That was on stream. Yakuza 8 literally made you reconsider turn-based games for Yakuza at least. Yeah. Balatro, my lord. I never played Balatro. I'm a little scared. I hear it's so addicting. All right. Let's look at some 2024 recaps in general. Goodbye, 2024. Hello, New Year. Let's see what this is. But okay, you guys need to stop sending me this fucking dude's links. Okay, this dude literally constantly acts like I'm an Assadist. Okay, this guy is an American Enterprise Institute guy. Please stop sending me this shit. Okay, please. I don't know why you guys are in this community and sending me a globe emoji Twitter account from a right-wing think tank who literally routinely, as a government operative, okay, basically a CIA agent, absolutely consistently claims, because of a tweet from like, I forget when, it was like 2020 when I was like, oh, now you guys care about the Syrian children or some shit. I don't even remember what I was responding to. Tries to present me as an Assadist. Okay, it is fucking, this guy is a ridiculous guy. This guy is a federal agent. I don't even remember what the fuck I was responding to in that tweet or what was happening at the time, but it wasn't like, oh, you know, fuck the Syrian children or anything, even though he tries to present it like that. He is an absolute freak, dude. So stop with that. That tweet woke up so many bad faith weirdos when Assad fell. I know, which is funny because like there is, aside from Allah Surya Assad, like the fucking jam, right? Which is, Jesus Christ, what is happening outside? Like aside from playing that song, like there's nothing. I've never been like a pro Assad ever. I've never like said that his chemical weapons usage was fake or anything like that. Like I'm not a fucking Assadist. So it's really funny whenever dumbasses try to present me as such, even though there is no like that's not a thing that I believe. What is this? You were working on a video? Oh my God. Neat stuff. Hassan wrote this sarcastic tweet in frustration while working on a video about Syria. This is the video he was up working on when he wrote the tweet. It was uploaded on YouTube the next day. We must help Syrian refugees. Oh, hey, everyone, it's time to care about dead babies in Syria. Social media told me so. Well, there it is. I didn't even fucking remember that. That's so funny. That's why it's so fucking annoying, where it's like you're literally trying to make it seem like I'm like anti-Syrian refugees or anti-Syrian people or an Assadist or anything like that. You pay too much attention to this, brother. There are literally tens of thousands of people who just will look at something like this, okay? Who will look at something like this and just immediately, automatically go, oh yeah, this guy fucking, he's a campist. He just hates America. Anyway, this fucking guy. Oh, I saw this. What the hell, dude? It's just like, dude, you're like 58 years old, man. This is a classic misinformation thing they use. I forgot about it, but a dude in my group chat brought it up like a year ago. Yeah, it goes far and wide, this kind of shit. So it goes far and wide, this kind of fucking misinfo. It's crazy. Like it's actually crazy. Neat stuff. Anyway, those tens of thousands of people are not watching your stream to hear your explanation. Move on. I know, but you are. So it's good for you to know. So if you fucking hear that kind of dumb shit outside, you know, it's something to so you can correct people. Are you interested in Tyler's response at all? No. Are you doing something fun for New Year's? Yes. I mean, even though I don't want to, but I will go out. I will go out even though I don't want to go out. What is this? Lamborghini leftist?
It's a red flag.
What the hell is a Lamborghini leftist? Is it like a different way to say champagne socialist? The signifier joins the boys in discussing the ethics of being wealthy and owning capital while talking that progressive shit. Okay, first of all, I don't own capital. What the fuck? I think owning capital is a little bit different. We acting like Hassan doesn't have a fallen 30-month sub watchers because they fell for a tweet or a TikTok. Yeah. There are, hopefully in the new year, I want to be more charitable and I want more charitability. You know what I mean? That's what I want. This video is great. Don't worry. Okay. Bro, why do you hate going out? I don't know. I just don't enjoy it. Dude, you want to know why I hate going out? Because, well, one, I'm an old man. Okay. Two, not only am I an old man, but I'm an old man who does a lot. Okay. I'm an old man who does a lot of work. I work a lot. I think we have kind of, you know, we say work a megalol or whatever, but like I'm streaming 8 to 10 hours every fucking day usually. At the brittle age of 33, I am streaming 8 to 10 hours every single day. And I also, on top of that, am waking up early every morning and working out in order to maintain my sanity. If I were to, you know, spend less time streaming, spend less time trying to educate myself, spend less time hyper focusing on trying to put out news and information and commentary, I think I'd be able to, I would be able to have more fun. Also, New Year's Eve is lame. I've always maintained the position, and this might come as a fucking annoying thing, but back in the day, even when I was broke, okay, I had this attitude where it's like, yeah, the weekends are popping, or the weekends are great, or these like special events are great. If you normally never have time to do whatever the fuck you find that is fun. I've always maintained this attitude that it's like better to structure your life in a way, even if you have a 9 to 5, it is infinitely better to structure your life in a way where you are not reliant on these like weekends or birthdays or New Year's Eve or whatever to simply give yourself the allotment for fun. Does that make sense? Easier said than done. What if you had 2 jobs? I'm talking about when I did have 2 jobs. Holy shit, a 127 take, have fun on holidays. No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Nah, dog, Bass Nectar is playing in an abandoned warehouse in Florida. Read that and try not to sound jelly. I mean, that's great. Brother, you take off 9 days, like 9 days off a year. Yeah, but that's because every day for me is a holiday, man. Every day for me is fun. And when it's not fun, I can just fucking, you know, tune out. And that's the beauty of it. Even having the power to be able to tune out whenever I feel like it is so incredible. It's just not, you can't compare it to anything else. According to the statistics, you spent more hours on stream playing games last year with 205 hours in 2023 versus 188 hours in 2024. That's crazy. Well, I guess this was an election year. That's probably why. Mentioning Bass Nectar in this space is insane. Wait, why? What did he do? He's a nut job? I don't know. I don't really care. He's mega canceled. What the fuck's that chatter on about? I don't know anything, and I don't want to know. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm sorry, guys. Please. I can't put more information. I can't put more information in my brain about some random person I do not care about, okay? I can't. And it doesn't even matter how heinous their crimes are. I just don't. I literally, this is no different. To me, this is no different than like telling me about, I don't know, a random dude that like kidnapped people in your neighborhood. Okay. I just like, I know he's like famous and probably did awful shit, like heinous crimes. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Only thoughts on Hawk Tua meme. It's still massive. Dude, Ninja's low taper fade meme and Hawk Tua meme still massive. If I was kidnapping, I would talk about it in chat because you don't read my bullshit anyway. Well, you got owned because I did. No more screaming the mic out of nowhere in 2025, please. I use headphones and have sensitive hearing. All right. So Here, let's get started overall with like thought cataloging fave tweets of 2024 from Turkish Airlines booking agent. Okay, let's take a look at some of the greatest and best. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play this instead. This is better. Whitlock inadvertently exposing his web surfing habits. I'm looking at NFL standings on ESPN.com. This is the ad running above the standings. How is this possible? How is this appropriate? Balls deep inside of me is a great way to spend your birthday. Funny happy birthday, him, husband, boyfriend, birthday gifts, decorations. That's not even that bad, to be fair. Okay, that's not even that bad, to be fair. Usually when these guys get got, oftentimes it's like gay shit. They'll be like, why are there gay ads on my Veterans Affairs website? And it's like, yeah, because you're looking at gay shit. It's your cookies. This list is ass. It gets ableist. I don't care. All right, let's continue. Well, he may be a pedophile, but Epstein allegedly forced a minor to have sex with Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz. This is too bad. I like his politics. Oh, well. Personally, I probably wouldn't say that at this time. Why not? I agree with his politics as a rational, classical liberal. He might be a pedophile, but he's spot on regarding law and politics. I won't apologize for supporting his stance on those things. He says, separate the art from the artist. Except for Alan Dershowitz, his personal affairs with Jeffrey Epstein also are his politics. Alan Dershowitz famously once wrote an article about, from a constitutional framework, simply as a tenured law professor, a constitutional scholar at Harvard University, he constitutionally wrote an argument in defense of lowering the age of consent. Constitutionally, of course. So you can't separate the crime from the criminal. You can't separate the art from the artist in this regard, because the output is it's crime itself. What the fuck? If I hear one more person say long COVID doesn't exist or it's just the flu, I will scream. I was reasonably healthy when I caught COVID. What the fuck? Okay, I'm skipping that one. I don't know what happened there. Jesus Christ. I think you got bigger problems than COVID, though. Holy shit. Spotify rap voice in 2024. You let the Josh talk. I'm not going to keep telling y'all to grow up and leave that Stella and Barefoot alone. Okay, this one's not that. This one's kind of mid. Long COVID isn't COVID, bro. Okay, that's besides long COVID. That's a separate dude. It's like being a victim of long COVID while also simultaneously being shot in the gut and being like, long COVID did this. I like that I'm desperately trying to do. I did it. I did the wrong thing. Okay, I did the wrong thing. I'm desperately trying to maintain like fun vibes overall. I got fun, goofy music up. Okay, and immediately I said the trigger word, and now people are just like, I did it. I fucked it up. People are like, can we just talk about this, please? No, we can't. We're moving on. Okay, we're just gonna do fun vibes, please. All right. Pathetic sniveling. I love you. Several years ago, I wrote a long email inviting your wife, Neri Oxman, on my show. I had watched her TED Talk and thought that given my evolutionary-based research, we'd have tons to talk about. I never received a reply, which would have been minimally courteous. Cheers. Funny, you say this. I wrote an email to you and never got a reply. When the Raptors put MLK in their crosshairs, oh my God. Great. That's incredible. Incredible moves. Keep it up. This was great. I remember this one. This is what the world looked like before mass immigration, widespread racial and gendered guilt activism, and before bankers had totally screwed the economy for their own gain. People were just allowed to be themselves, and they did fun, wholesome things for their own sake. The quote retweet is just smooth criminal alien ant farm, which is a banger. Objectively, has nothing to do with whatever the fuck this dipshit is talking about. It's really funny that these guys actively would be like, why are you making everything political? Like, this is how they ran for years and years, saying everyone is an SJW. SJWs love making everything political. And then now they just do that. They do that all the time. And they've never stopped doing that, really. Everyone was doing the Harlem Shake together before mass immigration. This is the kind of whimsical take I miss. Was rare this year. Teaching kids thank you is weird. Saying thank you because you were taught to, not because you're thankful, is weird. Saying something you don't mean and you don't know why you're saying it is weird. I'm going to say something somewhat controversial or a hot take. These types of tweets from the one friend who's too woke used to be some of the best bangers on this website. And now they are all on blue sky, contained, far away from the rest of us. And it makes me sad because tweets like this used to make like random individuals the woke of the day or the main character of the day, and it would dominate the website's discourse for like a couple days. Now all of the Nazis are so goddamn annoying and so in your face that one, they ran these guys out of the website. Okay, that's number one. And number two, there's nothing in the algorithm that allows you to push statements like this out there. I like it. I like stuff like this. I enjoy stuff like this. We need to pick crew Twitter back so we can bully them. Yeah. Anyway, I wonder what oh God, Palmer Lucky. I wonder what the world would look like if every man was expected, perhaps even required, to set a world record, to prove themselves or something of their creation, the best at something as a baseline for respect and recognition as a man. What is Palmer Lucky's baseline? Being a gross little freak? Like, what's his world record? Being a creepy asshole? This is the classic? Yeah, this is like the best. Anyways, y'all don't know what this means. Don't buy any Kellogg's products. Stand in solidarity with Kellogg's workers and don't cross the picket line no matter what. Hi, someone with heavy food sensory issues here. Frosted mini wheats are one of the only things I can actually consume regularly and not get sick from. Guilting people who can't support boycotts is ableist as fuck, but y'all aren't ready for that conversation. This tweet lives in my brain permanently. Okay? It's perfect. It's wrecker shit. It's shallow identity politics. It's the utilization of emancipatory language in an effort to be narcissistic and become the center of attention. It's something that you did not need to let people know and you could have just like quietly continued doing. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's chef's kisses all around. Most of the outwoking competitions on Twitter can just be reduced to, what about me? Hey, have you guys thought about me lately? Nice conversation you're having would be a lot nicer if it was about me. Okay? That's what, you know, that's what most of this stuff is about. Right? Literally just stealing Jeselnik jokes. Who? I haven't heard Anthony Jeselnik in probably like 8 years, with the exception of the one time where he made fun of Joe Rogan. If you're saying I'm stealing the Jeselnik joke, I do respect Anthony Jeselnik. A lot of the chirpers in the chat are the same way, lol. Yes, of course. It's always the same. Also, it's kind of funny because saying this is an Anthony Jeselnik take is so funny because this is something that I have probably said for the past like 8 years openly and publicly as a political commentator in leftist spaces, especially as a Twitch streamer, because I have to deal with it on a daily fucking basis in the chat. This is the same take you had the day that tweet dropped. Yeah, that's why I love the tweet. That's why I love this tweet, because it's like so much of these conversations basically revolve around like people wanting to be the center of attention, and they use emancipatory language. And also, we on the left, we that want to be progressive, do not have a way of like analyzing statements like that with the critical lens that it deserves. So we automatically assume, oh, they're saying the right words. They're saying the right words, so they must have a valid claim. Anyway, my favorite thought experiment is to imagine an authoritarian government that requires every citizen over 18 to carry a firearm. What would that look like? Probably a bit like sick society in certain regions where most adherents carry small ceremonial knives that pose little danger to anyone. Okay. People freaking out about Barbie not winning enough Oscars. Hillary never missing an opportunity to girl boss. Maybe this is an oversimplification, but Ryan Gosling being nominated but not Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig perfectly explains to me why we aren't in the 8th year of Hillary Clinton's presidency. Oh my God. Greta and Margot, while it can sting to win the box office but not take home the gold, your millions of fans love you. You're both so much more than Knuff. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. This was awesome. This is yet another, I'm going to get a little political here, excuse me, but this is yet another instance of like valid systemic problems, valid systemic critique, only being approached from the lens of a hyper narrow consumer focused cultural attitude. Okay. Do women have a harder time getting ahead in a patriarchal society? Absolutely. Are there structural limiters or structural hurdles that are sometimes even invisible, or rather, even if it's not invisible, especially if you're a woman, invisible to men, okay, that men simply don't understand and can't empathize with? Absolutely. Having that conversation within the framework of the Barbie movie not receiving enough Oscars, excellent. Excellent. Americans have two speeds, dude. Burger and guns. Okay? I want to fuck my gun and I want to eat my burger. And every single political conversation will be reduced to burger, gun burger. No, it is a perfect example of how women are set aside. See, that's it. There you go. See? There you go. Valid systemic critique being had on the basis of a fucking like toy movie, okay? A toy movie not receiving enough Oscars, which it still got like Oscar nods in general, but just not enough. And there it is. Point proven. Double points, as a matter of fact. It's more than a toy movie. Did you watch it? I did. It was great. I enjoyed it. It's more than a toy movie. It's more than a toy movie. Ay, ay, ay. That's amazing, chat. You got it. You freaking, yes. It's more than a toy movie. It's a pivotal feminist work. Everything about that convo is lib to the max. All it does is have a conversation and change nothing. Yes. Ryan Gosling being nominated, but not Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig perfectly explains why we aren't in the 8th year of the Hillary Clinton presidency is so funny, because it also reduces Hillary Clinton's losses to the fact that she's a woman. Once again, it played a role in this. Absolutely. Okay. Is it the main role? Absolutely not. Anyway, fantastic stuff though. Fantastic stuff overall. And I'm glad that there are still people in here that are willing to keep up that good fight. Okay, let's continue. Do you hire exclusively black people for your NBA team because you believe their race and all of his biological traits, height, superior stamina, and strength gives them a competitive advantage? Jesus Christ. Ian Miles wrong once again. On the thread, you should click the tweet itself and not the photos. I think clicking the photos is freaking out the thread. Yeah. Playing ball in a coup, reading a book. If you're in your late 20s and you still have no hobby besides media consumption, you're cooked. Books and movies are all forms of media. Riding a bike, running, kendama, air hockey, rock climbing. Like there's so much more you feel. Playing ball in a cup. Why did I read it as a coup? What's wrong with me? My brain is broken, like actually broken. Hold on. Anyway, oh shit. Why would a man marry this tall blonde billionaire crone? Says Owen Benjamin, another fucking absolute freakazoid. An absolute freakazoid. Why would a rich famous guy marry a 34-year-old woman? If you started immediately, you might be able to have kids. And she's publicly had sex with a ton of guys. Despite her wealth, she's very low quality for any successful male. Just seems weird and almost like he's a gay guy. Why would a successful man want a middle-aged woman who's always on tour? Is it because... Could it be because he's gay? Fellas, is it gay to date an incredibly successful, beautiful, talented 34-year-old woman? Is it gay, fellas? If it's gay, I am a flaming homosexual, a raging. I'm doing bodies in spaces. I'm holding space for queer media every time I'm online. Okay? Because if that's gay, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Okay. This is Rad Live for Men. Exactly. This wasn't real. This wasn't a real tweet. Go fuck yourself for wanting to discriminate against. He didn't. I don't think Jordan Peterson actually beefed with Elmo. So you agree she's talented and beautiful? Yeah, of course. Wait, what? Wow. Controversial take. Incredibly famous musician is talented and beautiful. Yes. Restaurants exploit the hungry. Keith Lee is a capitalist that is exploiting. Oh, yes. Keith Lee is a capitalist that is exploiting struggling restaurants for personal gain. In the same way restaurant owners exploit hungry people for personal gain. His work doesn't change anything. It only perpetuates the class struggle. We need mutual aid, not charity. What? I don't know how we got here. But like somehow this person makes Anarkitties look like the most brilliant people you've ever seen, okay? This is no, don't say classic anarchist, okay? The average anarchist has an infinitely better understanding of the world than this. This person does not know anything, okay? He doesn't understand anything. He said restaurant owners exploit hungry people for personal gain. The concept of exploitation does not work this way. What are you saying? He doesn't understand what mutual aid is. He doesn't understand what charity is. I don't even know what's going on here. I feel like this is an AI. This is an early stage AI, not even like a better developed chat GPT that was like, here, talk like a 12-year-old who saw in the corner of his eye a meme about Kropotkin or something, okay? Like not even read the meme thoroughly. Cannabis is a silent epidemic wreaking havoc on the American family. A friend brought some of these over and I drank 2 around 8 p.m. My body completely shut down and I slept from 9 p.m. until 10 a.m. I slept through Sunday mass. How is this legal with such innocent packaging? Perfect Bushwick party at 11 p.m. on a Sunday is joints being passed around a room of only white guys and Asian girls. Fallen Angels is playing on the TV screen and someone is reading Simone Weil. This is currently my party. Uh-oh. MB Erasure once again. I'm sorry. Should have written Fems. NB Erasure once again. Taylor Throwbacks. 2019. London Boy. Cause you know I love a London boy. Track 5. So long London. What does so long mean in slang? Goodbye. Phrase you can say so long. An informal way of saying goodbye. What do you mean so long? What? Who needs a definition for so long? Okay. I was excited to see the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, but sadly the formerly compelling cast all look desiccated and grayish yellow now and have that what's the point vibe of the multiply vaccinated. Sad for the cast, but also what a blow this all is for the arts, including for comedy. Dr. Naomi Wolf, incredible. RFK Jr. should have stopped everyone from being vaccinated on set, considering that he is married to Cheryl Hines, but he couldn't. The right sees football and the culture war. Them watching the Super Bowl, getting drunk, wearing a jersey with another man's name on it, participating in a satanic ritual. Us going to mass, wearing dress clothes, praising God, worshiping Jesus, spending the day with loved ones and family. Which one are you choosing? Real men, non-liberals, would rather have beer with Sean Strickland over the woke Travis Kelce any day of the week. Devin Pollard. I rarely do personal on here, but I've noticed a phenomenon which mixes personal and political. I'm divorced and on a couple of dating sites. Feels very odd, but it's the way it's done nowadays. I noticed a few weeks after October 7th that some profiles started to show the Palestinian flag. There were think pieces written on this, by the way. It's so amazing. I think Stephen Pollard wrote an article on this. I know there was at least one article that we read on stream on this issue alone. Like older Zionist men complaining about how they can't date younger women. Incredible stuff. But something has happened more recently. It's not yet the majority, but many profiles I see now say no Zionists. It is now, it seems, a normal thing for people to declare publicly that they refuse to consider dating a Jew, which is of course what no Zionist means. This is where we are now. These are dark times. Yeah, forward.com wrote an entire article on this. A different closet. Queer Zionists navigate the post-October 7 dating scene. Oh, this is just for queer Zionist dating. But we read the other article about straight dating. Yeah, here it is. Hinge and Tinder are swamped with anti-Zionism, says Jewish singles. No, online dating is not immune to the October 7 effect, say Jewish singles. Fucking incredible stuff, dude. It is also, it's incredible because it's like, it's quite literally a political movement, okay? It is not a substitute for all Jewish people. So when you say, no, this political movement, this inherently fascist political movement is actually a substitute for what all Jewish people believe, you are just, it's a self-own for no reason in terms of perpetuating anti-Semitic narratives. It's crazy. Is there any chance we get the P.O. box open again in 2025? Yes. Also, from what I've seen, okay, from what I've seen on Grindr in general, there are a lot of incredibly racist things that you can write on your profile. Because I remember reading an article about like, you know, how on Grindr you could just like literally say, you know, no Asians, no black people as like on your profile. And I think I saw something where you can still write like no Arabs sure, buddy. What are we, like 12? Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, I'm hiding it. Oh, you got me. I'm on Grindr. I'm looking at Grindr all the time. I'm trying to have sex with men all the time. Okay, we got it. All right. You did it. You did the 12-year-old joke like I'm a fucking sexually confused boy growing up. Okay, and not a 33-year-old man. Anyway, Grindr used to have this issue, this racial issue, and I think it still does. Like, you can still write it in your profile, but I believe they started going after people that say no Zionist on their profiles, but you can still write no Arabs on your profile. Anyway, like, still saying pause unironically. No, saying pause is funny. Yeah. Oh, here it is. I saw this as well. Apparently on Grindr app, you can write in your bio no Zionists, but there's no problem mentioning no Arabs. The following are not allowed. No Zionists, no Zionists. The following is allowed. As a guy who used Grindr more than a few times, the gay community is all about physical attraction, but yes, you are right. Grindr had a race filter until 2020. That's crazy. Grindr and Breitbart handshake emoji. Anyway, this is pretty wild though. Like, obviously filtering this conversation, like, as there is an ongoing genocide happening, right? Saying, well, I want to be able to support that ongoing genocide and still get pussy or still get dick is perhaps one of the greater indications of Western chauvinism, living in the heart of empire, and the endless well of selfishness. Because it's not even just like, oh, there's a genocide going on. And you know, people are falsely associating me with like supporting said genocide. These people are literally saying there is a genocide going on and we like it, and we want to be able to openly say that we like it, and people should be able to fuck me after I say I openly like it, which is crazy. Okay? Because like, in a world where if you were talking about how people are falsely associating you as a Jewish man or woman with an immediate defense of Israel's actions, I'm right there with you. Okay? There are so many anti-Zionist Jews out there. So many of them. Many of them have been on this broadcast. Okay? And this doesn't even happen on this broadcast, but like, if someone were to come up and be like, yeah, Noah Colwyn or Lolo is a Jew at the end of the day, so of course they're pro-Israel or whatever the fuck, I would laser them off the fucking planet. You know what I mean? There are so many Hasanabi heads who are also Jewish, anti-Zionists. Like, and I'm sure that does happen, because I have talked to some friends of mine in general, and some Hasanabi heads as well, who are sometimes fearful of outward representations of Judaism because they're worried that the average person is going to immediately say, oh, you must be pro-Israel. Okay? That is because of the overwhelming amount of articles such as this one and statements such as this one and forward-facing Jewish organizations routinely using their Judaism to associate with the state of Israel. It's really fucked up. Anyway, when this author thought she invented hanging out, why Americans suddenly stopped hanging out? If only someone had written a book about this. Someone should really like do that, huh? Knew before I even saw the link it was going to be The Atlantic, Deadbeat Magazine. Hanging out, the radical power of killing time. Wait, what? I hadn't read your book when I wrote the piece, and I'm sorry about that. When I saw your tweet, I searched for the book and found and read your interview with Ezra, which is quite brilliant. Then I bought the book and sent a tweet advertising the book. Sorry again. And yet Robert Putnam didn't use the phrase hanging out, did he? So I wonder where you got that from. I appreciate the apology, but I would have appreciated you doing a quick search before you wrote the article even more. Wait, what? Does this woman claim that she invented hanging out, like as a phrase? What the hell? Okay. Here's a crazy idea. Extend the child tax credit and allow whites to have the same dignity as everyone else. Plenty of economic liberals don't want anything to do with double standard politics. I'm all for white people having dignity. A good start would be to drop the victim complex. Okay, let me call off the WAACP for you. What do you think the N in AACP stands for? What? This one is so stupid, it like bricked me. Can't even remember what prompted this, but I think it stands alone. What is this? I can guarantee you that many BIPOC women and queer folks have lusted after Fred Hampton, Thomas Sankara, Che Guevara, and Fidel Castro, among many other communist revolutionary figures. Just because you personally don't get sexually aroused by leftist/commie revolutionary types who fight for true liberation doesn't mean other people don't. We are human. We experience a whole range of human emotions every day. Horniness is one of them. Okay. Bring back shame. Bring back shame. Some things need to be only relegated to the halls of academia if you want to have a conversation about that. You know what I mean? You can write a PhD dissertation on it or some shit. But like, you don't have to blast it on Twitter to be like, I want to fuck and suck Che Guevara, and it's normal, and you should also agree with me when I say that. That's crazy. Like, just write a dissertation, keep it in the halls of academia, or just, you know, keep it in your own mind. I don't know. Horniness is one of them. Just be real about it. Yes, we might get sexually aroused sometimes, even while we are simultaneously fighting for liberation. Yes, even while we are actively fighting against a literal genocide. We don't have to pretend we aren't sexual because others are suffering a genocide. Trying to make ourselves suffer 24/7, somehow thinking that solidarity does not do anything to help other people being genocided. I refuse to be shamed for being a human being who gets turned on sometimes by other strong anti-fascist and anti-Zionist Marxist communists who fight strongly for liberation for all. We must be honest about this. We fight for everyone to have the freedom to be able to experience and express all of the normal human emotions too, such as joy and pleasure, including Palestinians. Wow. What is this? Oh, Connor is back at it again. The irony of my name is that it's remarkably common, yet in this context holds deep lore beyond whoever bears it. I was thinking that, not enough people giving you credit for that. Would love to unpack this with you on my show, Adrian. We play Fortnite together in a talk show format, kind of like Hot Ones, fire emoji. The fans would love to see it. God, I love Connor. He's fucking hilarious. When the Tumblr CEO accidentally posted his DMs, when will you be honest with your followers that the repeated adult content violations were not pictures like this, but likely ones on your other accounts? Actual names: Irish Big Cock Girl, Burger Foot Job, Furry Vor Burps, Breadstrogen, Cum Burp, Dog Girl Ballsack, Hung Queen, Big Titty Cock Girlfriend, Big Cock Titty Girlfriend, Girl Taint, Musk Mommy, Girl Ballsack, Shower Sharts, Sapiosexual Breeder, Cat Girl Hairball. Yeah, you know what's funny? You don't need to know that this is the Tumblr CEO accidentally posting his DMs. You can just, this context stands alone. Like, if you just clip this part out and just read the statement, you'd be like, oh, someone is doing a meme about the Tumblr CEO accidentally posting his DMs. Breadstrogen, Cat Girl Ballsack, Cum Spangler. Meek getting really defensive about his sexuality. Oh, that was funny as well. Yeah, this was, when I got a girl around me, I'm fucking her twice a day. Lol. Ask some of your favorites. Pussy don't control me, but it's like a high. One love to the gay people, but that juicy pussy do it for me. I done ran red lights to get that feeling. Y'all weird on here like devils, lol. Y'all choose to watch rap battles and gossip. I watch Gaza, Israel, Haiti being torn apart. I watch the state of people really poor in real life. Some think I'm different. I think they are clueless to real life. But hey, who am I? Y'all do coke. I don't. Some gay. I'm not. That was actually a banger when Meek Mill got like incredibly defensive over not being gay, and then everyone on the timeline was like, "Oh, you've definitely had sexual intercourse with men." Posting like a dude who has absolutely had sexual intercourse with men. Oh, I love running through red lights to get that pussy. Woke Jeopardy ideas. Difficult question that require context for $400. Is it better to A, cleanse the earth and nuclear fire, B, vote Republican? Again, Elon being an imbecile. Mackenzie Scott plans to give away all of her money. So far, she's given away $16.5 billion. Yet she's even giving away money to nonprofits that aren't asking for money. I'm not stopping until the safe is empty. Super rich ex-wives who hate their former spouse should be filed. Should filed be listed among reasons the Western civilization died? Yeah, this is how the Western civilization dies. Wait, what is this? This is who you're trading against? I don't even remember this guy. Kind of proving the point here, man. Beautiful afternoon in Tel Aviv. Can't find any apartheid, but just had some jalapeno hummus. That was excellent. Shocked. Pedo posting. You're a soldier of Alexander. You just broke into the Palace of Babylon and you see exactly this one in one of the rooms. The girl just turned 16. What do you do? What the fuck? Dude, 2024, I think this needs to be talked about. 2024 had infinitely more overt defense of wanting to fuck minors on the timeline than any other year prior. so many people were either outed as pedos or openly defended pedophilia for no reason after others were outed as pedos. That's Sydney Sweeney, Hassan. I know, dude. This is a person of age. It is weird to look at a person who is of age and be like, but imagine if she was 16, just turned 16, was 15 yesterday. Like, what is wrong with you? But, and no comment on the implied sexual assault on this tweet too. What are you talking about? That's automatic. Statutory rape is literally automatically sexual assault, chatter. That's what? We are having a conversation about just that. That is the conversation we're having right now. Okay? It's conceptually understood that minors can't consent. But yeah, post Elon purchase of Twitter, pedophilia has and defense of pedophilia has skyrocketed. I don't know if this is just like my estimation because I'm just seeing it more. I don't know, but it does feel like it has certainly gone up for sure. Let's continue. Love, no penis was included to invite contemplation. What? Autonomous man. This is what evolution looks like. You can't hate, stop it. Join or die. No penis was included to invite contemplation that the future may defy our expectations in the most surprising ways. I mean, Brian Johnson does take a shitload of estrogen too, no? Guy who is definitely not gay. I love bodacious tatas. Oh, Rod Dreher, my favorite in the closet gay man, Catholic convert. I know a lot of people don't like Richard Hanania, a white supremacist. But any man who can launch and sustain a discourse on how Sydney Sweeney's bodacious tatas are a formidable weapon against the curse of wokeness is doing something urgently right. Carry on, lad. Oh, he's Eastern Orthodox, actually. Sorry. Wait, he's a convert, but to Eastern Orthodox, maybe? Is that what it is? I fucked it up. He's not a Catholic convert. He's also, you know what he also isn't? A straight man. All right. The 90s were 30 years ago, you old hag. It's so cringy to see middle-aged men wearing Nirvana band t-shirts like they're trying to fit in with young people. Like, shouldn't you have your own style from your own era? Yeah, middle-aged men wear Nirvana band t-shirts because they're middle-aged men. No young people are wearing Nirvana brand t-shirts because it is not from their era. Tweet has been deleted. Haven't considered this. Maybe settlers are good after all. There's this weird idea of all settlers as some kind of messianic religious fanatics. Well, I'm a settler and I'm totally a secular geek who plays D&D for a living, read tons of fantasy and science fiction, and watches anime. You are still a settler. That you don't use religion to justify what you do isn't the win you think it is. I don't need to justify anything to the likes of you. I live because I live. If this isn't good enough for you, I don't care. I don't see you harassing American or Japanese people about why they're alive. That's amazing. Worst brisket. Ugh. Large penis worship is just another form of slave worship. Virtue and penis. Oh, this was a fucking amazing one too. Virtue and penis size are inversely proportional. Shaming men for having small penises is anti-European and anti-aristocratic. Enjoy your free lunch while it lasts, slaves. Your time in the sun is coming to an end. Yeah, the Hellenist openly coming out in defense of men with small penises. 100%. As someone suffering from ADHD and autism, cocaine has gotten me through some of my toughest periods of my life. I don't support relying on it to This is, again, another fucking banger. Again, and again, and again. What are we doing right now? Looking at some of the top funniest tweets of this past year. Here in review Twitter edition. That vegan healer saying cocaine helped with their ADHD and autism. I don't support relying on it to function forever, as I myself am on rehab, but I'd be lying if I said it hasn't literally saved my life time and time again. Dogs are settler colonial. It looks like the cut, and people more broadly are beginning to catch up to the idea that dogs in large cities are essentially settler colonial, a way for their owners to move into and occupy more of the urban space than they are allotted, while making it everyone else's problem. Kaya, did you know that you are settler colonial? Why are you occupying more space than is allotted to you? Ma'am, hello. She's zooted out of her mind. Okay, place. Okay. Okay, don't place. Never mind. Thanks again for another amazing year. You are the news king and help make sense of the crazy world. Thank you. I try my best. This is an old video, but it makes my heart sing. Outside Fenway on the wall of fame. The support for Trump is unmatched. This is for Pedro Martinez. Oh, this was amazing. The year in Hasbara could be a list in and of itself. My wife is a brave Jew. We stood alone at Yale University today. She wore no mask and was proud. Noticed a horde hiding behind their masks. This was fantastic. Swifties turned into J. Cole fans this year. People hate Taylor Swift's music because it challenges and forces them to slow down, digest, and engage deeper with what they're audibly consuming. Instant gratification is ruining our ability to fully appreciate music. Rihanna Wu had a banner year. This will not be her only appearance. It's not hard to figure out why someone white would have an Asian last name. Oh my God. That's a wild tweet. That's just like, she's like, yeah, I have a fetish. I don't get it. Rihanna Wu is a white lady who is married to an Asian man, which is perfectly valid, perfectly normal. Who gives a shit? However, having said that, and I think she might have been responding to me on this, you know, she maybe took it a little too far. Why not just post your husband alone and be like, this is my wonderful husband who I love and deeply admire, and that's why I have his last name. You didn't have to. She's a libertarian. It all makes sense now. Oh my God. From the ranks of libertarian guys with Asian wives comes libertarian wives with Asian guys. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't even think of that. Leif Rasmussen. I might be a psychopath. I was at the grocery store and I saw this lanky brown kid in a keffiyeh with the most effete sociology grad student you ever heard. As he was walking down the aisle, he turned to his friend and was like, oh my God, Ritz crackers are the most disgusting thing ever. If you haven't ever had one, consider yourself lucky. Something in me wanted to throw an opaque sack over this kid's head, quickly drag him out of the store, throw him in a van, drive him to an abandoned warehouse, lock him in a closet, and only give him a daily rotation of cockroaches and boiled shoe leather to eat. Then after like 3 months, slide a box of Ritz crackers through a little hatch in the door. Yeah, no, you are a psychopath, man. I think, you know, I'm an advocate for free speech. I'm an advocate for free speech. I don't think that, you know, things you say should land you in prison, except I've decided if you think this and you say this out loud, you should go to prison. There is such a thing as too much. At least get a fucking knock on the door from the authorities to check the basement. You know what I mean? Unimpeachable analogy. The Persian Jewess. Imagine people flooded the streets and supported Diddy, claiming this attack on Cassie was justified resistance against oppression. Then you'd feel a fraction of the shock, rage, and betrayal Jews are feeling over the suffering of the hostages. Yeah, I fucking went there. Yeah, except you don't have to go too far. You don't have to go too far here. Like, you know, there is mass rape that the Israeli occupying force has done with regular frequency, and you and many others either defend it or completely ignore it. So wild to do a Diddy analogy in defense of Israel and the broad reception that defenders of Israel receive. Missing the mark a little bit. Okay, interesting way to stop anti-Semitism, but who am I to second guess? Meet Ireland's Foreign Minister Michael Martin family. On October 7th, Hamas terrorists raped and kidnapped his daughter, Ayob Martin, into Gaza. Today, Foreign Minister Michael Martin announced he is rewarding his daughter's rapers with a state of their own. Lunacy, right? This post is for illustrative purposes only and did not actually occur. Pronounced Eva? Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was a fucking... Stop anti-Semitism is so insane. It's awesome. Anyway, for the record, this did not happen. Stop anti-Semitism was just like a schizophrenic Long Island woman. And because of the incredible amount of legitimacy that we randomly offer any and every group or person that is pro-Israel, that she just gets to be a psychopath on her own, and people still like kind of take her. They don't take her super seriously, but like people still act like that's a real legitimate organization. Peasant brain. Normal. It's heartbreaking when my youngest son's eyes light up and he points and says, look at the sky. I'm like, that's not the sky. Medieval peasant brain. I love that. Hey, you're fat, right? What do you think of my fetish cartoon? I do think this one is worth addressing. I tried to base it off the original, which also has her eating. I also ran it by plus size friends and they didn't seem to mind. Okay, Joe Cat slander will not be tolerated. Joe Cat, no! He's just horny, man. He's just weird and horny. I am choosing to believe the First Lady sucked Joe Biden's dick so hard on Thursday afternoon that his mouth stayed open until Sunday. Let that one sink in a little bit. Let's perhaps the most like the police anyone has ever looked. A group of black teenagers started calling me police as I walked past them in Manhattan today and kept repeating it. I don't think I look like the police. The Lindy Man, Luigi Mangione's favorite author. Never forget, Paul Scalas might have triggered Luigi Mangione into doing something. Literally, I will never forget. Work means playing Diablo and posting 18 hours a day. Everyone is praising Mark for this video, but I personally still think he zucks. May he continue to have fun on his yacht. I prefer to work. Yeah, Elon Musk working. Black Americans were offered to go back to Africa by Lincoln. They chose to stay and took active part in American expansionism. So black Americans should at least be considered colonizer collaborators. Hard to swallow pills. Black Americans are much more colonizers than Israeli Jews. Oh my God. This is my favorite genre of tweet from Israel defenders, is that they randomly will get like so unimaginably anti-black. It's fucking awesome. Yes, people whose ancestors were brought here as slaves against their will, forcibly ripped away from their homes and endured mass rape and were trafficked as cattle, are actually significantly more a colonizing force than dudes who flew in from Long Island to take a random Palestinian family's ancestral home. Yeah, no, totally. Incredible stuff. Pundits, Joe Biden needs to drop out. Biden, no. Oh, this was a banger too. God, so many good stuff happened. Like, so many good stuff happened around July. So many incredible takes. This one, probably one of the best of the year. Pundits, Joe Biden needs to drop out. Biden, no. Pundits, but we really want Joe Biden to drop out. Biden, no. 8 House Dems. Joe, the pundits say you need to drop out. They really want that. Biden, no. George Clooney, come on, Joe. Just relax. You'll like dropping out. Biden, no. Voters, no means no, motherfuckers. Politics and rape culture are too similar for comfort. Excellent. Biden Dead Enders in and of itself was a unique genre of tweeting that I think we only get once in a lifetime. You know what I mean? I mean, this is also obviously in the halls of the greats. To answer the question on everyone's minds, no, Joe Biden does not have a doctorate in foreign affairs. He's just that fucking good. Okay? Fantastic stuff. Thank you. I've never realized just how much this country hates the elderly until last week. It's really shameful, and I don't know what to tell you, but 81 is not that old. If 81 is not that old, what's that old? Guys, I could really use some love right now. I just let my miserable liberal wife know who I am and how I feel. Pretty sure we're done. Libtard wife. Start every day with lots of self-love. What is the ChatGPT prompt? Why did a lot of African Americans like the jazz singer? Incredible. Pits out for Kamala. Love this trend. I didn't even know this was a trend. A client accidentally double paid a $15K invoice recently. I called to let them know and said I would shred the check. They asked me to please mail the check back to them. I had to use ChatGPT to learn where to buy a stamp. I went to Walgreens and they made me buy 20. I used one and threw the other 19 away. I then had to figure out how to get the envelope in the mail. I asked the property manager for our office building what to do. She took care of it for me. Not knowing how to send mail is a huge competitive advantage. When I was growing up, friends would take out their balls and put them on each other's heads when they were laying down. Years later, I read an article by a veteran who described this happening in the military, and he said he was sexually assaulted. So stupid and pathetic. I mean, that's crazy. New Amon animations just dropped. Dr. Disrespect's demise. Ooh, we got banger after banger closing off the year with some good shit. Okay, I have to pee really bad though, so I'm gonna sidestep away and go to some regular news for a second. while I go pee, and then I'll be back in a second. I have to pee.
And it is already 2025 on the other side of the world. Places like Auckland, New Zealand have already kicked off the celebrations. And here in Times Square, huge crowds are expected to watch the ball drop at midnight, despite some not so nice weather in the forecast. And just like every year, this event is a major test for law enforcement. They are working hard to keep everybody safe. Nikki Batiste got an inside look at those preparations, and she is down in Times Square. Good morning, Nikki, my friend.
Hi, Adriana. Good morning. Revelers still have a few hours to wait to get into the celebrations here in Times Square, but the NYPD has already sealed off the area and is working around the clock to keep the crowd of roughly 1 million here tonight safe.
Long before the clock strikes midnight and the confetti drops, the New York Police Department is hard at work keeping those celebrating safe.
It'll be busy here.
Yes, it'll be. We've got, some 70,000 networked cameras.
It's here in the Joint Command Center where the New York Police Department is monitoring thousands of resources deployed across the city, ready to detect threats from guns to radiation.
You're going to have representatives from across our own department, other agencies, all here looking at all of these cameras around us, sharing information and intelligence in real time.
Rebecca Weiner is the Deputy Commissioner of Counterterrorism and Intelligence for the NYPD.
How would you rate your concern for New Year's Eve?
Anytime you have this amount of people coming into such a confined...
This is manufacturing consent for the surveillance state. I don't want to be the fucking friend who is too woke, but this is manufacturing consent for the surveillance state. They're absolutely fucking telling you, like, no, additional police presence is there to protect you. The surveillance state is there to protect you. It's propaganda. It's absolutely propaganda. Call me the woke of the day if you want, but that is precisely what's going on here. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. This person literally played a formative role in the crackdowns against the Columbia students that were protesting on college campus. The NYPD counterterrorism unit literally utilized some of the massive state and local resources to basically stamp out and brutalize a whole bunch of college students who basically were just saying, Israel is mean, okay? Failed spectacularly in apprehending and catching Luigi Mangione. They relied on literally a random person doing the wrong thing. And ever since then, they are trying to desperately do propaganda that is pro-surveillance state.
Find space over a long duration of time, it is going to be a desirable target for somebody to do something bad.
Authorities.
This level of surveillance is rarely ever successful. This level of surveillance is rarely ever successful at apprehending criminals. It's just a way for overinflated budgets. This level of surveillance does virtually nothing to actually apprehend people who are doing unimaginably violent things. Even police presence does very little. Even police presence does very little, as evidenced by the fact that in a crowded metro station, a dude walked up to I believe a homeless lady who was sleeping and lit her on fire. Cops casually strolled past her body on fire as the person who did the act was just standing and watching. Okay? Sad, incredibly sad story. All of that surveillance, none of it mattered.
They say tonight's security plan has been calibrated to what's happening overseas following the Christmas market attack in Germany. Trucks will be in place to prevent vehicle ramming, a now common sight among big events here.
We'll make sure each one of those who come here to visit and enjoy the ball drop will be safe.
From coast to coast, law enforcement is sharing the same message.
We all know that public safety begins with us.
While in Boston, officials are asking those out celebrating to remain vigilant and report any suspicious behavior. As Atlanta prepares for its famous peach drop downtown, authorities there are dispatching hundreds of additional officers.
And wherever the city may call upon its police department, we're going to be there and we'll be there quickly.
The NYPD tells us there are no specific credible threats to tonight's celebrations, but the department has been operating at a heightened threat environment since the October 7th, 2023 attack in Israel. As for the weather, guys, it's not looking great, and there are no umbrellas allowed through the security checkpoint here in Times Square. For a look at the New Year's Eve forecast, here with me now is meteorologist Rob Marciano.
Hey, good morning, Nikki.
Good morning.
It's balmy out here.
Dry so far.
Yeah, that's the good news. The bad news is that the credible threat is for rain tonight, and so having an umbrella would be helpful. Unfortunately, you can't do that if you're here in Times Square. It's raining right now in places like Chicago, places like Indiana, and soon to be places like Columbus, Ohio. And that's going to be the problem as this rainfall, as you can see on the radar, future radar, it's going to be into New York shortly after 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Some of the heaviest stuff could come at or after midnight.
What the fuck does October 7 have anything to do with public safety in New York City? Hamas. Hamas is going to attack Times Square is what they're claiming. Just like they said it was a Hamas-related incident in the Christmas market in Germany, and then it turned out it was like an AFD supporter that did it. So they quietly packed up that narrative. They just kind of casually dropped it out there. And this wasn't like right-wing fucking psychos who were speculating that it was probably a Hamas-related terror incident, by the way. It was straight up objective, in air quotes, news media that was speculating. I like that we are increasingly becoming more paranoid, more schizophrenic, and just like hallucinating alternative realities openly on Maine over and over and over again. Seems to me like we are moving away from being a healthy society to being a deeply unhealthy society. They make arguments about old migrant crime, never about cops preventing crime. It's insane.
Maybe some snow across places like Detroit. Winds are going to be an issue too. So temperatures will be mild, yeah, but winds will be gusting 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 miles an hour in places like Nashville or Lexington. So that could bring down some trees or power lines, but Chicago to Cleveland.
I think it's also wild to think that, like, I think it's also wild to assume that in the United States of America, okay, that if there was to be like a mass shooting incident or like an act of domestic terror, the assumption that it's going to be an Islamist Hamas supporter is so extra insane because we live in the mass shooting country where virtually anyone and everyone does mass shootings, and the overwhelming majority are still straight white dudes in general. But regardless, like virtually anyone and everyone can conduct a mass shooting, and it's almost never about Palestine or whatever. I think my mom is here. Mama. Oh no, I forgot to order her salad.
And it's a place like Roanoke, at least hold on to your party hats because it will be breezy. It's a pretty
like, not to say that it can't happen, mind you. It's just that is unimaginably rare.
One that's going to be rumbling through. So let's break down some of the cities, time zone by time zone. New York, 46 degrees. Maybe we'll get a dry slot around midnight. 50 in D.C. So that is warm. Detroit, some snow flurries. That's chilly. 34 degrees. 39 in Cincinnati, right around midnight. Seasonable in Kansas City, Minneapolis, Chicago. I think the rain will be done with you guys, so that'll be good. And then in parts of the Intermountain West, where you've had some fresh coatings of snow, that's good for the skiers. Temperatures will be seasonal there in Salt Lake as well. Denver, 22 degrees. There's another system coming into the Pacific Northwest, and that will bring in some rainfall right around midnight in Portland and Seattle, 41 degrees expected there. The cold air, though, will be coming in for the new year. Here it comes. So winter whiplash, back to it on Wednesday and Thursday. Minneapolis dropping about 10 to 15 degrees or more on Thursday here in New York City. By Friday and Saturday, we'll get back to needing the winter coat. So this will come in handy. You might need a scarf or a hat by then. But right now, we'll go out 2020. There's
a flight from Hong Kong going back to LAX, which will have gone back 2025 back to 2024 law. That's pretty sick. That's cool.
Or on a relatively mild note, but
California's weather is so boring. Excuse me, it's 62 degrees and hazy here, as you can see down on the left corner. It's 62 and what is this? I want your commentary on the news/virality recap. Everything always happens. Actually, I don't know. Ordinary things kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know about ordinary things anymore. Like the video that he did about like the anti-migrant, like anti-Muslim pogroms that occurred, like kind of soured me a little bit. Like his commentary on it, saying like it's not actually right-wingers that did this or whatever. It was weird. He had like a somewhat centrist take on that, and it shocked me. Are we gonna watch the Little Bear recap? Absolutely. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the funniest tweets of 2024. It's good to have boundaries. Is there a polite way to tell a coffee shop clerk owner, and I and probably others would work remotely from your fine establishment if the music was lower, but I can't hear myself think, let alone do phone interviews and Zoom calls here. Nobody wants to be talking on the phone and taking Zoom calls at the coffee shop. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go home. Swear at me again, and you're blocked. More nonsense. She's 18 years old, but has been ovulating since she was 12 and a half. Would you prefer to marry her at this age or at a younger age? What is the ideal age a girl should be at marriage, in your opinion? I think we need to lobotomize some people, okay? Bring back lobotomies in 2025. Bring back lobotomies in 2025, okay? What the fuck? Like, rarely ever do I read a tweet that just like immediately gives me a full body visceral reaction. Gross! Yeah, mandatory hard drive check for all people that tweet shit like that. Mandatory. More lacking ball knowledge. Steve Kerr, in the words of great Steph Curry, we could tell Donald Trump night night. Wait, no one else finds this disturbing? Donald Trump was nearly assassinated, and Steve Kerr is joking about putting him to sleep in front of the entire world. What has happened to this man? He seems detached from reality. Reaching LaMaffeo, the way it was presented was scary to me. You can leave this for your therapist. A CEO I worked for seduced my wife in retaliation for my pushback at him at work. He won. I got divorced and left the company. When I say I truly understand how some executive teams can be political snake pits, I trust you. I trust you will believe me. Learn from my pain. Do the following. You got cucked by your CEO and then you wrote it out loud. Oh, thank you. Thank you for having no shame whatsoever. Once again, incredible. The CEO is Bezos, by the way. Wait, really? No. Beyonce walks in, a cappella. Taylor Swift brings in harmony. After a verse, a quiet guitar joins in and Dolly Parton arrives. As the live band brings it to a peak, Simone Biles flips across the stage. A lone eagle soars across the audience, screeching, "Yes!" The eagle places a crown on Kamala's head, screeches, lands on her shoulder. Game over. No need for an election. That's right. And because that didn't happen, that's the reason why. Because that didn't happen, that is the reason why Kamala Harris lost. Okay. We'll do Washington Post wildest political moments in a second after this. Drew Pavlov was obviously a poster MVP, getting posterized on the timeline for our satisfaction. Drew Pavlov, Malcolm X, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Now, obviously, he is an incredibly racist liberal, like an unimaginably racist liberal, which is why him using Malcolm X quotes is already funny to begin with, because he is the guy who, you know, I guess plays the role of the newspaper, even though he's not, right? Malcolm X hated Israel. He would have hated you too, Tony Montana replies. To which he turns around and says, I would have talked to him and things would have turned out very differently. But there's more. There's more. There was didn't he claim that he's like spiritually Malcolm X or something? Like he came back to life? Truth nuke. If Rihanna held an AK-47 to my head when I was 16 and said, I'm gonna make a man out of you, white boy, absolutely no way I would have been upset. Incredible. There's more. There's definitely more truth nuke. Oh, it wasn't about Malcolm X. Sorry. He said he was a Tiananmen Square protester in a past life, and also that he was black in a past life. That's what he had said. Read the 9/11 autism Drew Pavlov tweet. This was incredible. A grifter that detransitioned because of October 7. Another one in the halls of greats. Tomorrow marks my 1-year anniversary of not wearing a breast binder. On October 7th, 2023, I awoke to a siren. I didn't have enough time to squeeze myself into the barbaric breast squashing device I had used to pass as a man. I had only enough time to run to a bomb shelter. Guys, please pray for me. I feel so depressed that I'm already drinking vodka Coke at 8 a.m. I don't know. Since I've become Catholic, it just feels like I'm in an abusive relationship with Pope Francis, and I'm just not sure how much longer I can take it. Pope Francis said he will consider openness to transgender people when naming a new U.S. bishop. I've also fallen back into an old habitual sin that I thought I had already escaped. Right after going into confession too, it all feels so hopeless. I also may have posted something blasphemous without realizing. What is this? This is the 9/11 autism tweet. Attention, Drew haters. To all the haters who claim I am not neurodivergent enough to reclaim the use of the word R word in a progressive and liberating fashion, I just dug up my old kindergarten records. Explain this. I was basically the goat of being on the spectrum as a kid. My mom got me tested when I was 4 because I was obsessed with 9/11 in kindergarten and kept building block towers so that I could try to understand how the World Trade Center buildings collapsed. What is this? Breaking. I didn't know Drew looked like this. Breaking. Footage of global terrorist Drew Pavlov getting arrested for bomb threats has been released. He doesn't look like this anymore, by the way. He's gotten significantly fatter, and from what I understand, he's very self-conscious about it and gets really mad about it. Well, 9/11 is my autistic special interest too, Drew. All right. This guy was an alcoholic, and now he is blaming Catholicism for his alcoholism. In retrospect, she's kind of cooking with gas here. Can't stop thinking about the irony of Liam Payne and Yahya Sinwar dying on the same day. An icon of the West, falling to the perils of addiction and excess. An icon of the East, resisting the siege of imperialism he spent his whole life under. The poetics are there. I mean, that's a little bit of a wild comparison, especially because how the fuck is Liam Payne an icon of the West? I think you really wanted to make that fit. I watched Terrifier 3 last night, and the thing is, I've seen so much gore coming out of Gaza lately, the movie kind of didn't shock me. What did you want to convey here exactly? You're not men, you're boys. If there was no social media, you would be my concubines. Another incredible take from a guy openly just being like, I want to do rape to you. Like, just no shame. No shame whatsoever. Very weird fantasy. I want to have gay sex with you against your will is just an insane thing to say. That one was amazing. Oh, yep, this is it. This is the Drew pose. While I am white, I have black street cred. Put me on the streets of Compton and I could organize a ceasefire between the Bloods and the Crips within 24 hours. This was originally about euthanasia. You people would treat your cats and dogs with more dignity than your loved ones who are faced with a slow, painful death and no hopeful terminal illness improving. Aren't you the one who stopped masking around your cancer-stricken husband? Someone needs to beat your ass to a pulp for thinking it's all right to talk like this. You would fold faster than a wet tissue paper if I saw you offline, lol. I think it's really funny where people on Twitter talk about how they would beat each other's asses in the real world. Because if you're posting on Twitter, especially with like an anonymous account, you're not going outside, okay? You're not. You're just not going outside. You go outside and you see sunlight, you perish. So it's very funny when people go, oh, pull up, like I'll fucking beat your ass. I could literally just cough on you. Colonizer threatening me with bioterrorism. Exactly. Another banger. What is this one? Oh, this is new. This is a last second edition on December 27th. A trans Nazi putting up a Nazi flag with trans pride colors. Always so strange to see stuff like that. What do you call that person? Yeah, exactly. And Hearts of Iron 4 player, okay? That's what you call that person. Someone who plays Paradox games. Maybe a little too much. Oh, this drove people insane. The olfactory ethics English lit dissertation sounds cool and you're all stupid. Her unnecessary synonyms in the subtitle bodes poorly for her intellect. Olfactory ethics, the politics of smell in modern and contemporary prose. What? Isn't modern and contemporary prose different? Like two different subsects of prose? What? Why wouldn't... Yeah, of course she's gonna specify that. What the fuck? There's something so funny about thinking, okay? Thinking that you know more about literature than a person who has written an entire dissertation on it. Like, you think you have not only a better grasp of the English language, which you clearly don't, but you also know more about English lit than a person who's writing a PhD on it. Like, how do, even if you didn't know anything, okay, you do this all the time. What do you mean I do this all the time? What do you mean I do this all the time? The notion that, are you saying I use the word contemporary as a substitute? Because yes, I do. Because in normal language, utilizing the term contemporary is very different than when you're talking about contemporary and modern prose. Words within context mean different things and can be utilized in different settings. Just because these two things are considered synonyms does not mean that they can't be used as a synonym or a substitute in normal language and mean something entirely different when we're having a conversation about literature. Oh my God. These words mean the same thing here? Okay. I don't think they do. And I'm simply using, is olfactory a real word? Yes, of course. They do not. And even if you did not know, you criticize PhDs all the time. I'm going to let that one sit in the chat a little bit. Okay? I'm going to let that sit in the chat a little bit. I wanted that to hang over our heads a little bit. You're appealing to her credentials like you actually value academic credentials. Okay, Chatter wasn't joking. Chatter literally, genuinely, as a 51-month subscriber, thinks that I don't value academic credentials, like at all. Did you listen to me making jokes about my mom getting a doctorate and just go, this man does not value academia? Are you okay? You did used to have a bit about PhD. You did used to have a bit about PhDs and how they're fake. No, the bit is you're not a medical doctor and you want to be referred to as one, which I know stings really hard from my immediate loved ones who have PhDs. And I understand as a joke, as a way to tickle people's sensibilities, as a joke. Okay. I recognize the horrible conditions that grad students have to go through, and the only thing they can cling on to is some semblance of authority because they're not paid well. Even within that joke, the interpretation for you should be that, once again, I am understanding of the conditions that people have to go through and how they are consistently undermined in regular frequency, which is why they place a lot of value on the title doctor. The joke in and of itself is not about like how PhDs are stupid or that you shouldn't listen to them or you shouldn't trust them. The joke more so is that they get mistreated and are underpaid. In 2024, I will, of course, continue to autistically examine and explain every single joke that I have, including jokes that I make about my mother, my own mother, okay? In 2025, I will continue to do so. I swear explaining jokes to a leftist chat is going to be my why I left the left. And this person has not only doubled down, but has also tripled down and will most likely quadruple down as well. Clapping. I love when you explain to the children. Anyway, PhDs do deserve to be called doctors. Do you not agree? Yes, I do agree. Guys, oh my God, I'm fucking memeing, okay? Holy shit. This year's new bestseller, Chat Fragility. I mean, Chat Fragility will never go away. Anyway, I can't believe that this turned into yet another fucking idiotic back and forth with a chatter who's just like, listen, dog, I don't understand the concept of jokes. And it also hurt my feelings as a PhD, probably. It's even funnier if that person doesn't have a PhD, by the way. Chatter, do you have a PhD? Because if you don't have a PhD, it's going to be way funnier. So you might as well just fucking lie and say you have one, okay? 51-month subscriber on New Year's Eve being like, no, dude. Quickest on, tell them you don't think chiropractors or dentists are real doctors. Strike while the iron is hot. Okay, well, I can't believe you put chiropractors and dentists in the same conversation. Okay, calm down now. Like, even as a joke, those two things should not be in the same conversation. All right. My bestie, Richard Hanania, shows his gift, an uncanny ability to guess which trans women have penises and which don't. Oh my God. What? And then, of course, this is the greatest tweet of the year. I am constantly insulted on this platform. Your Wikipedia page under personal life is really only this. Personal life. In 2021, Piker purchased a $2.7 million house in West Hollywood, California. What a banger. This is the banger tweet of the year. All right, let's look at the craziness. Wildest political moments of 2024 from the Washington Post.
I said, Joe, get out of the race.
Starting off with a banger.
The Lord Almighty came out and said, Joe, get out of the race. I get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
I like doing stuff like this. I like conversations. Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah.
Not great. Stiffs, as I would call them.
You'll be your own street lamp. You're freaking.
And is that a good feeling?
No.
We see you. We hear you.
and we stand with you.
This shit was so crazy. It was weird, but it was also kind of hot. I don't know. Maybe I'm like remembering it differently.
I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
A responsible owner does what they need to do.
Pretty big bunny, huh?
Hey, it's Doug.
They think he looks good in a bathing suit.
A floating island of garbage. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
And you're in the boat, and the battery's now underwater.
Okay, thank God I'm not the only one. Yeah, that's some real gooning ass shit, but it's like an ASMR jerk off instructional video.
And there's a shark. How'd that happen?
Hassan's love for Midwestern women and thinking they are exotic is my favorite meme. Yes, I will always I will always consider Midwestern women to be exotic. That and my excessive use of cologne is unironically my two most Turkish traits, okay? 15 dakika falan herhalde. Bakayım bir. Okay, Alabama, Southern. All right, Midwestern women, Southern women. 10 dakika.
You know, I guess I just forgot.
I'll take electrocution every single time. All I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets. A scientist went out, said hello to his girlfriend, and that was the end of that. She died, and then people started dying all over the place. But who knows? It's a country buster, and it's busting our country. Supply chain. Things we never even heard about. Childcare is childcare. Wokenized. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow. We'll be resting pretty quickly. Resting meaning resting the case. I won't be resting. I don't rest. I'd like to rest sometimes, but I don't get to rest.
He appeared to be asleep.
In the courtroom, it's freezing, by the way. They don't seem to be able to get the temperature up. It shouldn't be that complicated.
We are feeling en fuego right now.
And this is Russian wine. It's from Crimea.
He likes wine. I don't really like.
Dude, that shit was crazy. Tucker Carlson's like, dude, how the fuck does Tucker Carlson get to do whatever the fuck he wants to? It's crazy. That was wild. Like it's wild because like you can do that for Israel because Israel's a foreign ally, right? Or well, an extension of America. How the fuck do you do like Israel shit, but for Russia when they are a foreign adversary? It genuinely is shocking. His architecture point was based. I mean, yeah, he wanted to do pro-Russia. He wanted to do pro-Russia commentary so hard that he ended up defending public transit and stuff, which was wild. He ended up defending Stalin.
Like wine. I like Grey Goose.
Never had a drinking problem.
I just like hot dogs. I had one for lunch today.
What are you doing? Not eating gummies.
I'm cognitively very strong. Nikki Haley is in charge of security. I have concepts of a plan.
You know, I'm basically a truthful person. But and frankly,
the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was devastating. Oh my God, Hassan has COVID. Chatter was right. No, dude, I fucking burped back up some of the diet Dr. Pepper. If you really want to know, that's what happened.
I'm friends with school shooters.
DeSantis called me, petrified.
Maybe we got another Red Sox fan down in Florida for y'all up here in Red Sox Nation.
Nice story.
I want to present to you this participation trophy.
Can you believe he endorsed me? Boy, that must have been a painful day in his life.
She is being utilized in a covert manner to swing voters.
You must really hate her.
Excuse me, I'm doing this.
Uh-oh.
I just love you. That is weird behavior.
We're not weird. We're other things, perhaps.
All right, Senator Baldwin, why don't you get out here in this frozen lake?
I'm being indicted for you. My first thought went to, well, Jesus Christ died for my sins.
Get that fat pig off the couch. Black people walking around with my mugshot.
Yeah, there aren't enough Biden clips, suspiciously. There are some, but Biden had a lot of key moments when he said, like, oh, I'll only step out of the race when God tells me to step out of the race. Or, I mean, there were a lot of Biden bangers. There were a lot of RFK bangers, battle bots.
Happen to turn black. They're taking black jobs now.
The job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
He took showers. They came out of there. They said, oh, my God, that's unbelievable.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes.
Yeah, even like a month ago when he walked into the fucking Amazon rainforest like a lost dog.
You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous spanking.
They're misogynistic pigs.
I'm not into personal attacks.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
Tell us about Jewish space.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off?
If he loses
I'm really good at this shit.
That's bullshit.
You're a vice president.
people might call him an asshole.
but he's my ass.
These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
It starts with a W. There's a letter in between, and the last letter is F.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. This is the weave, you know, a little weave. If he suggests, I'd like to have you for dinner, don't go.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
This is very special and unique dance.
Mike, you got to make it too big to...
I'm in favor of vaccines, but I do not support the way you damage your body with all the trash you put in it. You think it doesn't affect you, but remember this in 10 years when you got chronic illnesses. Wait, what? What is going on, man? Hello? Are you okay?
We finally beat Medicare.
MAGA time, baby.
You're stuck with me as president for a while, kid. There's no way out.
Trump looks like a same person next to Biden, dude. I mean, I used to say that, and people get hella fucking mad at me for that, if you remember. Also, late game contender, but I think this also deserves its own spot in the banger tweets of 2024. I will not apologize for being white. I will not apologize for defending my homeland against invaders. Wow. Thank God, man. Thank God this guy is defending the homeland from invaders. He's really cooking. He's really cooking here. How can your hair be that good with your beard that scuffed? I don't know. I don't think he does any beard care. His hairline is on point. He does have beautiful hair. Not much else. His forehead is invading his hairline too hard. There's just something very weird about the proportions. Like, he has like a 10 head, but also a perfectly shaped up hairline. Dagestani chin strap. Anyway. All right. Without further ado, let's do the Hasanabi 2024 Rewind by Little Bear. Are you guys ready for this? Just a reminder, please don't upload Hassan's reaction to the Rewind. Clip channels. Do not upload my reaction to the Rewind, please. Y'all ready for this? All right, let's do it.
Damn, this guy's good.